What's up, TikTok or YouTube? I don't know where I'm putting this yet. Today, I'm gonna be doing some general maintenance, a valve adjustment on the head, because I am ticking like a whore. And to get to the point we're at right now, wasn't really much. As you can see, took off the gas tank, took off that plastic that covers the gas tank, and then we took off the front plastics that are sitting over there. And all that was needed for that was a 10 mil, a 12 mil just for the lights. The one bolt that holds in the lights was a 12 mil. I don't know if that came stock 12 mil. That bolt was super rusty. None of the other ones were. But the first thing I'm going to do is the valve adjustment. So I'm going to get these valve covers off. You're going to need an Allen key to do that. Once I get the valve covers off, I'll move y'all up and show you how to adjust them. Okay, so got the valve covers off. Thank God it is a lock nut and not a shim. So this is going to be super easy to adjust. There was 3 screws on one, 2 screws on the other. This one down here has, this one has 3 screws on the exhaust side. Intake side, 2 screws. Now what we're gonna do is get it to top dead center. First thing we gotta do is take this off. I'm gonna take this cover off. Once I get that cover off, I'll be able to look down in this hole and see my timing mark so that I know that I'm at top dead center. Can't adjust the valves without being at top dead center. So let me roll it over, get it to TDC, and then I'll be back. All right, so we got that off. This is what it looks like in here. It looks like some water's been in here because it's rusted that out pretty good. But just gonna put a socket on here, roll the engine over until I see the timing mark align with this timing mark. Hope it's either an 18 or a 17 because that's all we brought. I think it is gonna be the 17. It is. You're gonna rotate it counterclockwise. And I just passed it. But what I'm gonna do is take this spark plug out. That way I know when I am at true top dead center. And this is gonna give me a good indication of what I'm looking like on my jetting for the carb. I believe I'm running a little rich, but this plug's gonna tell me what I need to do. And so as you can see, I was completely wrong. Let's see if I can get that to focus. So you see how that end is white? That means we are running in a lean condition. If that was black, then we would know we were running in a rich condition. And usually if it's black, it'll also have some gas around it or some oil around it. But yeah, we are running definitely lean. Now, we're gonna get her over to top dead center, because I didn't do that yet. Adjust the valves, and then we'll get back to the car. T right on the money. All right. So now we're in time. I'm gonna grab my feeler gauge. Wow, we were super out of focus there. Hopefully we weren't too out of focus, but this is your timing mark. If that'll focus. As you can see, there's a T. You can't really see the top of the T, but there's a T and a line. And that is matching up perfectly with the line notched right there. So we are at top dead center. Be right back, and I'm going to show y'all how we adjust the valves. and I'm going to be doing the exhaust side valves first. And the way you do this, so you have to have a set of feeler gauges. I'm going for 0.007 of an inch. So 0.18 millimeter or 0.007 inches, which I believe is 7/1000th of an inch. Anyway, you're gonna have to loosen these little, can you all see that? Let's see. You're gonna have to loosen these, okay? And then you're gonna be sliding your feeler gauge in between the top of the, it's not a shim, but whatever you want, the top of the valve to the bottom of the rocker. So I'm going to be doing the exhaust side first. I always like to do my exhaust side first, but it's going to be really hard for y'all to see that because of where it's at. And I'm actually not going to, I haven't loosened these yet because I want to see if the valves are off. And so my 7/1000th of an inch won't fit in there. I'm going to see if 5/1000th of an inch will, because the tolerance on this is from 0.006 to 0.008, which is why I like to set them right in the middle, and I'm going for 0.007. Well, let's see. Actually, we'll try 0.004. We'll see how tight they really are. If your valves are loose, your rocker is more than likely worn. If your valves are tight, that's pretty normal. They tighten over time. And that's why you gotta constantly be doing valve adjustments. And this is completely out of adjustment. It is very tight. The 0.004 won't fit in there, which means it's not good. See if the 0.004 fits in the intake. And it does not. That one also is too tight. So, we're gonna pop those off. Should be an 8 mil. It's not, it's a 10. I was incorrect. I know y'all can't really see what I'm doing, but all I'm doing is taking that lock nut off. And it is not reverse threaded or anything crazy, just lefty loosey. And now that I got that, this top little piece, I should be able to spin. And it does not want to spin. That's how tight it is. Yep. See, at top dead center, these should have just a slight bit of wiggle to them. And as you can see, there was no wiggle to it. Oh, but I got a little bit of, I can kind of, oh, there we go. All right. As you can see, now we got some movement in there. I'm gonna tighten it back up a little bit. And we're gonna end up doing this intake first since we already have it off. Put this back on. Now, grab this set of feeler gauges again. And we are going for 0.004 on the intake. All right, so I'm in there. Usually what I like to do is I'll put the one in there that fits, get it to where I can move it, but there's some drag, and then tighten her down. And you don't have to super tighten them like they were. Just a little bit of torque on it's good. And see now, as you can see, it tightened up from me tightening it. And you're gonna fight this entire time while you do this. So now I'm going from, it's a little bit looser than it was. before I was tightening it. Now I'm going to try to tighten it and hope that it comes into spec from that tighten. And it seems like it did. The only way to really be sure is I'm going to try to put this bigger size in, see if it fits, and try to throw a .006 in there, because that is the top of the tolerance. So .006 does not fit. It's good. Now we're going to try to put a .003 in there and see if it fits. It does, and it has a good bit of drag on it, which means that .004 should be spot on, and this .005, which is really where I wanted it, should be nice and tight, and it is. You see how there's just the slightest bit of wiggle in there? That's what you're looking for. All right, popped her open. Let's see if this one will move. It will also not move. I cannot figure out how I'm gonna get this in here. Okay, I'm gonna get this off and then I'll come back. All right, so I finally got the exhaust in spec. I'm basically just gonna show y'all how I check these. So for the intake, we were going for .005 because that is in between .004 and .006, and that is the tolerance. So here's a .005. I don't know if y'all can see that, but all I'm gonna do, slide in, make sure it fits, and you see how you can hear it drag? That's what you want. And so tolerance says that .006 is the biggest in spec. So I'm gonna take a .007, and it does not fit. So we know we're in spec here, has a little bit of wiggle. That should be perfect. So I'm gonna get the valve covers back on, and we're gonna start tearing into this car. Okay, so I got the valve covers back on. I'd like to fire this up, see how it sounds, see if that tick went away. So that's what I'm gonna do. See if we're in gear. Not in gear. Gonna hold the clutch anyway. Ooh, there's no gas tank. Pull the gas over to this side. I'm gonna have to use the reserve. Still choked. So we're no longer ticking. So